Welcome to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, finance, you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dark, that shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows. Community vibes where everybody grows.
Welcome to Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts. What's going on, everybody? Hope you are doing well. Hope you had a fantastic Monday. It is now TA Tuesday here on Markets After Dark. I'm Lunar Beaches Crypto, coming to you live Sunday through Thursday right here on the Piper Academy Network at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Looks good. All right. So, yeah, it's TA Tuesday, so we're just going to be going over charts tonight. Sorry, I forgot my hat before the stream, and I clicked go live and turned on the intro music and ran down the stairs and then ran back up the stairs. Right in time. What's going on, everybody? Hey. Bitcoin kind of sideways today. We did get a little bit of a move up. Yeah, I mean, not really. I mean, like I said, kind of sideways today. We'll take a look at that. And then, yeah, we'll just go into some potential trade opportunities, go over today's price action, see if there was anything that we could have taken advantage of based off of our strategies that we like to use right here on Markets After Dark. A little bit of smart money concepts is what I like. And yeah. Before we get on into it, let's go ahead and bring up the beautiful Madhouse. What's going on, everybody? Hope you are doing well. Chat is live. Let's go ahead and say good evening to everyone. Good evening, Alexandra G. Hope you are doing well and had an amazing day. John Germain, same to you. Good evening. Indie Rock Crypto IRC, so stoked you're all here. Love ya, alumni. We love you, IRC. We love you. You're amazing. And Jesse, good luck. What's going on? Hope you are all doing just splendid. We're gonna take a look here at the Bitcoin price chart, see what maybe we could have done today. Of course, it's all in hindsight, but soon enough, I'm putting together a little bit of a spreadsheet. Let's see. A little bit of a setup cheat sheet. Make sure there's no personal information on here before I share. Okay. Close out of this. There we go. Let's just go ahead and bring this up. How are you, LBC? I'm doing well. How are you, my friend? So yeah, let me see. Let's take all of this. Let's make this bold. Maybe we can see it a little better, maybe not. Doesn't really look at it, but it's all right. Eventually, I'm going to have this all color-coded and everything. But essentially, these are all different types of trade setups at different times of day, things to look for. during either news events, major economic events, on trending days. Works best when CPI deviates from forecast. And I mean, in all of these, so they have 3 to 5 rules for each trade. This one is a liquidity sweep plus breaker block. It's probably one of my favorite trades. Best days for this is Tuesday through Thursday. What we look for is we look for equal highs, equal lows. You all know, what do I love? Equal highs and equal lows. Why do I love equal highs and equal lows? Because they love to be taken out. They love to be taken out, whether it is a continuation or it's a sweep that turns into a reversal. Equal highs and equal lows, absolutely love them. And actually, I landed a trade during the start of the Asia session because of equal highs and equal lows. So we can get into that. So this one says, look for equal highs, equal lows, wait for a liquidity sweep, and then enter on breaker block retest. So this is the one that I have essentially been going over with you guys for a few weeks now, which is just the breaker block retest. So you wait for a sweep during time frame. Let's turn on the ICT kill zones. There we go. So we see pre-Asia. This is what got me to go long. Okay, we see pre-Asia. This is actually like Tokyo. And we see these lows and these highs. See how we consolidate? And then what's the first thing that we do when we open up in Asia? We come down and we sweep those lows. Then we get a push up. We break the highs, sweep the highs, equal lows, equal highs. Pull back into breaker block, which is this candle right here. Right there. You take the trade on the breaker and you aim for the highs or the next liquidity pool. And there you go. Put your stop loss just below the breaker. You don't enter until this red candle closes. Okay, you get a wick to the midpoint of this block and you close above that midpoint. Now, you could use this whole thing as a breaker, including the wick, and you still get a close above the midpoint of that breaker block. I think technically you're supposed to use the whole candle, but as we can see, either one would have worked, and that actually makes it even stronger, in my opinion. So you enter, you can do just a fixed 2 to 1. You're not going to make that much on that. You can do a fixed 3 to 1, which I do prefer a good 3 to 1, which would have been essentially this high here. Would have been a beautiful trade. And then you also could have waited for this high, which I do believe is what I was waiting on. I actually have a stop loss, or not a stop loss, but a take profit at the 786, and right now it's teasing me. And I'm beginning to wonder if I should just go ahead and take my profit. Man. Take the profit and run. And I am speaking about my breakout trading evaluation right now, which I did have a positive day. I have won all of my trades today. Come on now. I'm going to go ahead and close that one. I don't care if it does hit. Hopefully, not too bad. There we go. Now I'm up $31 on the account. Started off like -9, just trying to get a feel for the user interface because it's kind of weird, to be honest. But yeah, made back the gains and more today. So excellent, excellent, excellent. And that was off of this. Well, the big one was off of this trade right here that I actually freaking pinpoint nailed the entry right here. Come down to the 1 minute. I put my entry just below this block here. Once I started seeing price race down, I just went ahead and took a stab at that order block. It took it out, and it took me with it, and I've been on the ride, was on the ride ever since. This is typically a nice sweep, and then this might roll over, so got to be careful here. Now we are looking short term. Don't forget, you know, this isn't high time frame. I'm literally on the 1 minute chart. We can see prior to New York Open, we have some highs. Okay, we get some highs in here. I just want to take this high up in here. And then during the New York kill zone, we come up, we struggle at this high over here, which we could say struggles at the London high. So I like to mark off the London high and London low pre-New York session because of stuff like this. Now, I did not catch, I caught something in here somewhere. I think I actually got in a trade over here and took profit, I believe, at these equal highs right here. I'd have to go back and actually look at the history, but I believe that's the one that I did. Yeah, we get the pre-market. So, well, market open was right here. We drop, we run down to the bottom of the London low. We sweep the London low, and then immediately we get a push to the upside, right? Whoops. Wrong button. We take out this high. Excellent. Then we get a nice pullback. Not really much over here other than an inverse fair value gap. Could have entered on that. And then you got equal highs here. And we've also got some relatively equal highs over here. We run up and take those out. We also take out the previous week high. I do believe that's the previous week high. Let's zoom out, go to the weekly. Go ahead and mark off that previous weekly high. There we go. I guess we haven't swept it. Maybe it was a previous day high. Previous day. Nope. Hey, what is that level? I was on the 1 minute, so. Well, it was the Sunday Asia high. I know that much. 5 minute. One hour. Previous week. Nope. This was the previous week. And that is the previous week high. What are you doing? Why are you? Oh, that's not what we swept. We swept this high here, which was the Sunday high. That's the previous week high, Sunday high. So we swept the previous day high, which was here. Something's not adding up. What? Oh, because this is technically Monday. Okay, I'm being dumb. All right, so this was Monday. Oh, so we swept the Asia high. Okay, so first we've got London. This is actually one of the more beautiful setups. We've got the London range, okay, that we mark off pre-market. All right, we see during the New York kill zone, which is between 7 and 10, we get the run on the liquidity. That's the manipulation to the downside. And then we run it back up to the upside, sweep the high, and then come on down to the 1 minute. We already saw the entry for this one. We got in on the entry on this, and then we come up. We sweep that high, and as soon as we break down from that high, that's a good time to get out if you aren't already taking profits at the previous day high, like I probably would have had I been watching and in this particular trade. Now from here, we look for a break of market structure. Since this kind of ran up real quick, really it's just going to be like this low or this low. We see the quick break. We see the break of this low, but we don't come back into anything really. Then we see a break of this low, and then now this one we do come back into. We do come back into on this very next candle, and then we get reject and close. From that rejection, once this closes, that is when I would enter the short. Put my stop just above the breaker. This is a bearish breaker, and put my take profit at this next low. Could have taken this low as well, but this one's the closest to us, so that's where I would take the profit. 2.66 RR, so that's not bad. Actually pretty good. That would have been a heck of a trade. Now, for me, what I was able to catch was after we ran down this liquidity, I saw the pop up, push down. I waited because this was a little bit aggressive. I saw the push up, and then when we came back down into this continuation block, that is when I entered, and then I exited at these equal highs, I'm pretty sure, right there. I could have just held on, man. Could have just held on. But, so yeah, good day, good trading day. And last hour of the day, we can see, was there anything there? 3 p.m. A lot of times you will get a move in the last hour of the day. Run down, run back up. Don't really see anything that catches my eye, so probably wouldn't have taken a trade. Now we do get a displacement here that creates this breaker here. Pull this across, and we do come down and tag that and push higher. So remember, displacement, big energetic move usually creates a fair value gap. Okay. And then the breaker is the last candle. It is essentially an order block, but there's a breaker. When we break this high, this swing high, that last up candle is going to be our breaker block. You get to push up, you wait, and then you come into the breaker. You get a nice bounce off. Now you could either just go ahead and set an entry here, set your stop loss below it. Typically you want to just put your stop loss below the point of interest, which for this is the breaker block. Or you can wait for the bounce, get that green bullish close, because this shows that we tapped into an area of liquidity and we're probably going to run up higher. So you could just go ahead and go long on the next candle open, put your stop just below the low, and you can do a 2-to-1, and it doesn't quite get to a 3-to-1, but aim for the high at least, and that is a 2-to-1 trade. Even if you don't catch the breaker, you can still get a nice 2-to-1 just by seeing that bounce and reacting to the price. But understanding in context as well that we got a break of structure, push up into higher time frame liquidity, a push down back into the breaker, got a nice bounce and push higher. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now where are we at currently? I closed my trade, so probably prematurely, but I wanted to lock in those profits. So I'm trying to trade the Asia range as much as possible. Did I click out of this? No. So down here, I've got my Asia trades here. Monday through Thursday. It is Monday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's the Tokyo Drift Range Sniper. So this is what I ran off of prior to the show. I saw the consolidation during Tokyo. Wait for consolidation during Tokyo Open. We got the consolidation. We identified liquidity above and below the range, which is equal high, which in this instance was equal highs and equal lows, and enter after the sweep plus a break of structure. Take profit at midpoint or opposing order block. And there you go. Best in low news environments or post New York move. So there we go. Gonna run up. It's gonna go straight up to my target. All right, let's go ahead, take a zoomed out look at Bitcoin, see how we are looking. Not too bad. Not too bad. We're holding up. I think that this is probably going to continue to push higher. We are sitting above that zero line. Did get a bearish divergence in here, which could have just been this pullback and this sideways action that we've been experiencing for the last like 24 hours essentially. So could just be a pause before a bigger move. We do have some relatively equal highs up here, so I'd be looking for price to at least get up to there to take that liquidity that is resting above those equal highs. We also still have the relatively equal lows down here at the bottom. So we've been watching this. We'll see if we'll come up, sweep the highs, and see if we get some kind of market structure shift, and then it just kind of meanders and come back down. I mean, we're all the way in May now, and then come down, sweep those lows, and then take off. That's the long, boring scenario, but I don't know. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe we'll get something better. I don't know. Money flow on the daily is kind of trying to curl back to the upside. We have maxed out the True 7 twice now on the daily. Our trend ribbon has flipped green, so that is good. We're above the 0 line as well. If we can just get that true 7 and the money flow to start flipping green as well, that would definitely help out with the bullish scenario. Let's go ahead and bring up the Market Oracle Pro. We can see that we have green candles, which is bullish with a bullish signal. We're also above the dynamic reactor. Got a couple of bullish bounces off of that. Nice pushes off of that, but more consolidation in here, but hey, kind of building that base before we can push to the upside. We did break a high, so consolidating at the high and on top now can give us that fuel that we need to make that run up to the highs where we have some buy side liquidity or a busy. Getting busy. This is looking nice. This is our classic break a high, OC retest, move to the upside. So I think we will probably, especially considering just taking a look at the economic calendar tomorrow, impact, no high impact news for the U.S. We do have some overnight stuff with China, their GDP growth rate, their industrial production year over year, and their retail sales. I do think Chinese economic data does have an impact on Bitcoin. So got to pay attention to that. That's my trading chart. You're not allowed to see that chart. I use all of it. I use everything. All right, let's go to the daily. What are we looking like here? Still stuck below that dynamic reactor, which, funny enough, if we can get a convincing break above these highs, those equal highs, that would get us above the dynamic reactor. Then we would just need the dynamic reactor to turn green, get a nice back test of it like we have on the 4 hour, and then continue to the upside. Extra points if we can come up, create some equal highs between these highs. Just go ahead and take this, move this across. There we go. So if we can come up, create some equal highs, get a consolidation going in here, and then blast to the upside, taking these highs. Then from there, we come up on the 100K resistance. Now we can see there was more of a floor here before we absolutely lost it, came back up to it, bearishly retested, and pushed back to the downside. So I'm more concerned about this level than I am this level here. As far as upside resistance, go ahead, pull from high to low. And we do have a golden pocket right there as well on our Fibonacci retracement. So we're on the daily. That's all good. I know we're still above the weekly dynamic reactor. What about the 3-day? How are we looking there? Yep, still above the 3-day dynamic reactors. So that's still good. Still green candles. Still bullish. Still high time frame bullish. Bullish. Bless you. I'm Sean Connery. God bless you. Okay. Anyways. Boom. A bit. Why do I have an alert on here? Get rid of this. I'm going to be so mad if this breaks to the upside and I, in my sleep, and I exited that trade. No, I'm happy with my wins today. Got to be happy with the wins, but it's just business. Just business. Did my first $1,000 margin trade today with the breakout account. Wasn't it actually helped me make decisions much easier. LBC, that was pretty good. Well, thank you very much. That's my Scottish. It's my Scottish Elvis Presley. All right, let's take a look at. Let's see what our Bitcoin dominance is looking like. Okay, still pushing to the upside, meaning our alts are still bleeding. Oh yeah, shout out to Chart Prime. Get 45% off your first month and get a ton of hours of trading lessons with the OCE guy and Alexo Crypto in with a Chart Prime subscription. Check that link in the description down below. And I'm sure it'll be put in the chat in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's a delay. Bing bong. We do have the Piper Academy Discord pinned at the top of the chat. Don't forget to check that out as well. And yeah, check out Blowfin too. Blowfin is a great exchange. I use Blowfin. I still have trades open on Blowfin. I haven't even checked on them in a while, in a few hours. Today we're doing pretty good, so I was just kind of like, I'll just let them sit, marinate a little bit. There it is. There it is. Thank you to the mod queen. This one is pretty happy about. CRV. I got in 40 something cents around here. Did not sell. Did not sell. Probably should have, but we'll see. Don't really care. It's 3x, so did not put a lot of money into it. So I'm just letting it run. I'll add to it if it continues to go higher. That's what I'll do. Ethereum, what is Ephraim doing? I knew a guy named Ephraim. Let's see, weird dude. Let's see, swept the low. Haven't looked at ETH in a while. Hashtag FETH. Hashtag, why do I have, okay. All right, I got drawings on drawings on drawings that I don't need. Okay. All right, so ETH not looking great. Buy ETH, not METH. Wow. I just can't believe just how terrible that looks. ETH, BTC. At the midpoint of the demand zone. Weekly last week closed below the midpoint. Ooh, man, ETH is just not having a good go about it. But one thing that I see is all kinds of highs to get taken out and ripped to the upside. That's what I see. I don't know what you guys see, but that's what I see. Well, that's not a thing. LTC, BTC, Litecoin, BTC. Whoop. Weekly chart. If there's any coins you guys want me to look at specifically, please put them in the chat right now. I'm trying to go over some stuff. The Litecoin finding its lows on Litecoin BTC. Then we go to LTC USD. Hitting some lows as well at the same time down in here. So it's just kind of looking a little ugly. It's a little ugly. Stroman, Sweet, please. Sweet. USDT. Look at the Binance. All right, looking at the weekly, let's go ahead and turn on our Market Oracle Pro. Okay, just not a lot of data on here, so we're gonna have to go down to the daily. All right, so we're still quite red. Still below our dynamic reactor. No, these lows, there's a lot more highs here, I mean. A lot more highs here. So essentially, just need to get above this downwards trend. What I would like to see on SWE is, take this block. I would like to see a break above that 280, 283. Break above that, that would get us above our dynamic reactor. And then I'd like to see a back test of this breaker block. That would turn into a breaker block if it was broken with a quick energetic move. So, but as of right now, looks like it could be seeing more downside. Let's go to the 4-hour. Yeah, we're still sitting below the dynamic reactor on the 4-hour, and our trend fusion is sitting below the 0 line. Our money flow is just above but coming down, and our true 7 is sitting down. So true 7 is just 7 different indicators pretty much wrapped up into one. And we are seeing a little bit more sell pressure here on SWE than buy pressure. Now we are under a buy signal. However, our dynamic reactor is not green as well. That's what I like to wait for, is to see the dynamic reactor turn green along with the candles, and for our trend fusion to be back above the 0 line and our money flow in the green. So everything's just kind of pointing upwards at the same time. Now if let's go ahead and turn off Market Oracle Pro. Let's go ahead and remove drawings. Okay, close that down. And let's just take a look at this from a smart money concept perspective. We've got equal highs sitting up here at 254, so that would be an upside target. Also, a fair value gap sitting right above that. Go ahead and pull a fib from high to low. Okay. So right before that fair value gap, right in between, or rather that fair value gap, most of it rests between the platinum pocket, that is the 786 and the 886. So let's see. Anything on the lower time frames that would make me want to get in? Relatively equal lows down here, over here. So I'm not quite sure on that one. I'd be very careful, because it might want to come down and take those lows. Kind of building a nice little bottom here. This is a 15-minute though. Altcoins are best traded on the 4-hour, well, with a 15-minute entry. So you can get in on the 15-minute. We still have some space here on this fair value gap that we could get into. Let's pull a fixed range volume profile. Okay, so yeah, we are sitting below the point of control on this. Let's move this further out. Let's see. Yeah, still sitting below that point of control. If it comes down here to the value area low, well, if it loses the value area low, I would look for it to come down here to the 236 at $1.98. So if it loses 212, yeah, 212 get a close below that 212, then I would look for a potential long off of $1.98, and we do have an order block sitting right below that 236. I'll just go ahead and take in that 236 and call it a day. So yeah, if we get down there to that 198, then I would be looking for potential long from there. Based off of this wave crest, this cresting wave in here. So we got a wave, there's the crest, and then the break. I'd be looking for the top side of that cresting wave. Ride the waves, come down, look for, this is where, so the 4 hour comes down, okay? Then I would come down to the 15-minute. Once we get down here, and then I would look for pop up, a break of a low, or a high rather, and then a pullback into either back onto the this order block or some type of fair value gap or breaker within this wave here, this push to the upside that breaks this high. I would be looking for fair value gap or breaker block to enter into and then go long. And then we'll have to address it from there, address the trade from there. But right now, stuck under that point of control. And so as long as we are under that point of control, I would consider SWE to be bearish. Zoom it on back out, because that is this whole range right here. And even if I take in this one right here, we're still sitting below that point of control. I mean, how far back do I have to go before the point of control shifts? See. Let's zoom it on back out to the weekly, or actually let's do the daily. We have all of this over here, still sitting below. Go from low to high. All right. Oof. So yeah, it's trying to build and accumulate in here. So really need to get up and start and get above this high if we want to have any chance at a bullish continuation to the upside and breaking all-time highs. Did already have one break of this downwards trend, but it failed to hold. Now we got our second break of that downwards trend. We'll see if it will fail to hold again. But yeah, for now, it's just kind of stuck in the middle of a range. Let's go ahead and remove our indicators. This is the daily, and I'm just going to go ahead and point out the range. Put this on premium discount. There we go. All right. And right now, we're just stuck in this range. And until we break out of this range one way or the other, there's really not much to do. Really not much to do. We do have, on the daily at least, this inversion fair value gap that is currently acting as support. So that could bring us up higher, come up, take out these equal highs, also fair value gap, and also order block, last up candle before the down move. So there's major resistance right up in here. Again, pull the fib, Whoops, I already have a fib on. Duh. Change this back to standard. And there we go. So 786, 886, right in that zone. I actually probably wouldn't mind taking. Don't really like. Well, this is a daily chart. Let's go to the 4-hour. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, probably wouldn't mind taking along up to this upper resistance. So yeah, that's what I got on SWE. Just kind of range bound. Watch that 198 level. See if we can get if we do lose this this level here, if we can come down this 214. I said 212, but 214. If we lose that, 236 will be the next level of support at $1.98. Look for a bullish reaction off of that. If not that, this $1.84 would be the last stand. If it doesn't wick and touch that and then bounce hard and instead pushes through it, then we're probably going to continue lower. So that's what I got on SWE. Oh, what's going on? What's next? Floki? Take a look at the Flokester. Probably going to be about the same. Probably all of these. Not this one. Whoops. All of these altcoins are probably going to look about the same. Now this one's actually on the daily, actually giving us some bullish divergence here on the Prime Oscillator Pro Plus. We did see a nice move. So Floki, I do believe, is Floki a meme coin? Is it? Pretty sure it is. Yes, Floki is a meme coin. Okay. The Floki is a meme coin. We already saw Altcoin starting to get a move to the upside, right? We can see it had this long lag and then it finally started to get a move. Let's just go ahead and just take this whole move. Let's do a copy. Let's go back to Floki. USDT. Binance. Not really going to be one-to-one. But we can see kind of similar structure in here on this move to the downside. So essentially all you're waiting for is for the break to the upside. Okay, break this high is what we're really looking for. Break that high. And then as you can see, if we just look at this from Altcoin, we actually come back down into the high that we broke, the breaker block. Okay, and then it pushed higher. So with Floki, that's what we want to see. We want to see a break. This is a daily chart, by the way. So we want to, so this is high time frame stuff. High time frame stuff. We want to see a break of this level. And then a pullback down into it. My goodness. Can y'all hear my daughter coughing? Yeesh. Poor girl. Really bad at night. Then we look for upside liquidity. We do have resistance right there. Yep. Lots of resistance there, but first, gotta make it through the first boss. Gotta make it through that level first. But yeah, as of right now, 4-hour, everything's kind of trending to the downside, so I'll just be cautious. But we do have some equal highs up here. that I would expect to get taken out. So let me see. Breaker. Okay, so pull back into the breaker. Typically, when you get a close below the midpoint of the breaker, that is going to invalidate that particular setup. Something I have been noticing is that price really likes these single candles that are like in between two other candles. So I would actually maybe set an alert for 4 zeros and a 5. 4 zeros and a 5. 5022. And just in case price does get down there, wait for a reaction, come down into it. Like I said, this is 4 hour, so we want to see it come down, and on the 15-minute, we want to see some kind of shift in market structure, and then a move to the upside. Now, I'd be careful if we come up here and we sweep these highs. Be careful, look for a pullback and then a break of this internal low in here. Because if we do that, then I'd be looking for this. Come down, tap into this continuation order block, and then we look for that market structure shift to potentially enter on. And then it can move higher. So essentially, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I know we all want to be super bullish right now, but we are still needing to break some key levels to the upside. HNT. Hopefully that helps. Ooh. Nice little break above the high. We do have, go ahead and pull all of this. I'll actually take this whole little range in here. Just seems like it would be stronger. Sorry, okay. Market Oracle Pro Plus, turn this on. Okay, so we do have the dynamic reactor sitting above us, or below us rather. Yeah, let's go to the daily chart. What's that looking like? Okay, so there's our daily breaker. Did break above, but we also created a fair value gap. Came up bearishly, rejected the dynamic reactor. But I don't know. I think somewhere in here wouldn't be a bad entry on spot. Put my stop loss below the low at 217 to 218, and let it ride. We do have the dynamic reactor sitting here at $3.08. Go ahead and pull a fib from this low to this high. Golden pocket sitting right here at about 332 to 327. 326. We'll call it 326. 326 to 332. I would be looking for a potential long entry from there. Again, as always, no matter what it is, you want to see the reaction off of the level, and you want to see some type of bottoming structure, whether it's a double bottom, which I would prefer a double bottom that has a wick that takes out the other bottom, because or a wick that creates so that the next low that comes in creates a higher low, because otherwise, what do we get, guys? We get equal lows. And if we get equal lows and a push up, then we're probably going to come back down and take out those equal lows before we push back to the upside. So now, if this decides to come up, do a little U shape here, create some equal highs, push down, take out the lows, come into the fair value gap, and then the midpoint of that fair value gap could be, but we could come all the way down to the 75% level of that fair value gap and still be okay. But then we want to see that shift in market structure and aim for those equal highs, if not higher. Personally, I like to trail my stop loss. So anytime, let's say if price is moving this way, anytime we break a high, like we do here, so we broke this high, let's just say my entry is here, my stop loss is below entry. Well, once we break a high, I'm going to move my stop loss here, just below this low. And it's got to be a break with displacement. If it doesn't have displacement, if it's just a choppy break, I'm not moving my stop loss. It stays where it is. But if I see a strong break, 1, 2, 3 candle move, nice big 3 candle move, 1 to 2, 3 candle move, excellent. If I get the same up here, we get to push higher, then I'll just move my stop just below that low. And I'll keep doing that until it takes me out. That is how you hold on to trades and get big winners. Let winners ride or run and cut losers early. Best risk to reward strategy. Hopefully that helps on HNT. Last one of the show. We are at the top of the hour. We've got Ondo, which was looking, it's looking pretty bullish on the shorter term time frames. Sitting here on the daily, you can see we're still got the red candles and still below that dynamic reactor. The dynamic reactor is red. Getting a hidden bearish divergence in here. So that could just mean, so it came in here. So hidden bearish divergence could just mean that it stalls out before it moves higher, or it could come back down into this demand zone at 76 cents before continuing a push to the upside. What we could also see is a little bit higher of a move, creating some equal highs. I'll come back down to sweep these lows and then enter and then go. That would also, a lot of people would see that and they would say, oh, it's an inverse head and shoulders, right? So there's more than one way to skin a cat, all right? So yeah, Ondo, I mean, it's the same story for about everything. We're just still kind of chilling, just waiting. But the 4 hour is green, and our dynamic reactor on the 4 hour is green as well. Of course, we have had that a few times during this whole down move. This one looks the most structurally sound compared to these, obviously. As we have broken highs with a displacement candle. This is what I mean by displacement. Big energetic move and consolidating at the highs. So it may not even come down, take these lows. It could continue higher, but we do have those equal highs, just like we did on Floki and the others, that we got to be cautious that we don't just run up there on the lower time frames and push down lower, get into the high time frame liquidity demand zone before we then reverse back to the upside. What the market makers like to do, they like to play tricks, and look at that. If we came up to here, that would give us another set of equal highs. So we run down for the liquidity down below so that we can then push higher and take out the top side liquidity. So, yep, That's gonna be it. I panic and close the whole position, then it goes higher. On breakout, I don't think you can close partial position. Nope, I've tried. Or at least, so you can't hedge, but like on the same asset. But I think, so if you have, let's just say 0.06 of a Bitcoin in an order, in a trade, if you set a sell limit at, you know, higher levels, like 0.01, could you do that 6 times and then be out of a trade? Or does that consider hedging? I haven't tried, and I really don't want to break any rules. So maybe that's something I'll have to ask ChatGPT or something. With all the BlackRock support, why doesn't Ondo do better? I mean, look at the rest of the market, buddy. Look at the rest of the market. The whole market is down. Okay? So, you know, you got to kind of keep it in perspective, but also you never know what could happen right around the corner. Anything can happen at any second. Whoa, big drop off in views. My goodness. Where'd everybody go? Yeah, I enjoyed this cool weather this afternoon. After some sprinkles, yeah. So yeah, guys, RS Miller, I don't know if I shouted you out tonight, but thank you for being here, and also thank you for that that comment there, Crypto Creek. I do appreciate you being here as well. The Dusty Hunt, who is warring? Who's warring? Who's warring? Someone warring? Who's warring? Good evening. Did World War III just start? I don't know. I didn't get one of those like alerts on my phone. Beep boop. Did World War III just start? For what? For what? Get off of X. It'll ruin your brain if you don't have it properly algorithmically suited towards your interest. You boy. I don't see anything on trending. There's WWE Raw. Right? There's some wrestling. There's some wrestling. So yeah, I see nothing. I see nothing, RS Miller. All right, guys. I do hope that you were able to take something from tonight's stream. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified for whenever we go live or drop some content. Don't forget to join the Discord. Link in the description down below. And come back tomorrow for Good Morning Crypto with BC Port Corp at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then we have the morning market report at 10 a.m. with the Army Piper and the OC guy. Then the OC guy comes back at night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I will be right back here for Wildcard Wednesday on another Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts. I'll see you all tomorrow. I do hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep. And I'll catch you then. Peace out, mad love, stay safe. You're all beautiful. Bye.
Welcome to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, find out you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dark, let's shatter ceilings, make made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trend, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, live by natural flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows. Community vibes where everybody grows. Analyzing trends while the world lays low. Markets after dark where only brilliance shows. Hit that subscribe and join the ride. In the world of finance where fortunes collide. Lunar's path will be your guide through the market storm or the market tide. On the charts with Lunar's bright light. Crypto markets soaring through the night. From Bitcoin markets soaring fast. Markets after dark shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright light. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trend, see the future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be shown. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the motherland.